Hi everybody, welcome back. This is my 1992 Chevrolet Corvette, and today we're going to be replacing the amplifier for the front right speaker. Okay, so here we are inside, and let me see if you can hear what's going on with this speaker. So I think you can probably hear that. It's coming from this speaker up here. And to me, that's the sure sign that that amplifier's gone bad. This car has the Bose system in it, the Gold Series. And these systems are known for these amplifiers going bad. Each speaker has its own amplifier. And these back ones, on both sides, I replaced those a few years ago, and the sound was actually worse on those. So that's what I'm suspicious of up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a few things apart here. We'll take a look at it and see if that's what's going on. Okay, so to get started, the first thing we've got to do is get these two screws, and there's a third one up here I think we've got to do. Get those taken out. And then on the threshold, there's a screw here and a screw here. And then this whole piece should lift up. One thing to note before you start tearing things apart is when you put it back together, this piece needs to go underneath this piece of weather stripping here. So we'll get those screws out, we'll take this out and see what we've got underneath. Take that out. Okay, so now that we got that threshold piece off, there's 4 mounting screws to this speaker unit. There's 2 here, and there's 2 tucked way up here. We'll have to pull some of that carpet back to get to those, but let's go ahead and take these 4 screws out, and that should allow us to take that speaker assembly out. All right, so there's that, and we'll get this connector, set that down in there. There we go. Okay, so now that this is out, I believe the amplifier is back here. So we'll take this over to the workbench and start disassembling this and see if we can get to it. Okay, so here we are at the workbench. This is the way that the speaker was sitting in the car. If we turn it around to the back side, you can see this area here. These are 1/4 inch screws here. So we'll take this off. We should get access to that amplifier. Let's go ahead and crack it open and see what we can get here. Switch my bits back to the 1/4 inch. All right, let's open this thing and see what we got inside. All right, yep, this is definitely the amplifier. I've not taken this apart before, but this is definitely it. It looks similar to what I found when I did the rear speakers. Let's go ahead and disconnect this without breaking anything. Okay, there's 2 plastic tabs in here that hold on to that. I'm going to be real careful. Hopefully I don't break those off when trying to get this connector separated. All right, so we got that out without that one breaking. Yeah, you can see there, this one broke off, but now what I want to do is take this board off of this plate, and we'll get a better look at the amplifier itself. So there's like 4 screws here. Okay, this cover I believe comes off. So on the other ones I replaced, you could actually see stuff leaking out of these chips on the board. I'm not immediately seeing anything like that on this one, but this is definitely what I'm going to replace and see if that fixes the issue. What I'll do is once I find out the part number and stuff, I'll put links in the description directly to this. So if you're doing this same project, you can just click on that link and order it, get it delivered right to your door. And so I'll see if I can do that. Again, look for the link in the description. Okay, so this finally came in. Took a lot longer than I expected. It took about a little over 3 weeks from the day I ordered it to when it arrived. Let's open it up here and see if it's what we need, and we'll get it back into the speaker and hook it up, see what happens. Right here, this. You know what I'm going to do is this one has this bottom piece on it, but my old one didn't. It just had this on top, like this. And because of that extra piece of metal, I'm having a hard time getting it to fit in there. So I'm going to unhook this, take that bottom part off, and see if I get a better fit. And I really don't want to break this tab off on the new one, so I'm going to try and do it without disconnecting it. There you go. Okay, so that's back in there. Put these back on and we'll go hook it up and see what we come up with. Okay, that should do it. Let's go hook it up and see what happens. All right, so back in here, first I'm gonna do is pull this back just a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and mount this back in here. I'll put the harness back together and then I'll test it out before I seal everything back up. Okay, now that that's back in there, we'll just connect this back up again and test it out here. All right.
The first thing was we were cuddling. Not bad. Okay. It's only 49.
All right, great. Everything sounds good. Okay, so now you just got to put this back together. You want to try to get this harness off the end here so it'll lay flat. Otherwise, when you put this cover back over, it'll stick out a bit. So try to get this tucked back here. So that that lays as flat as possible, like that. And then this piece should go on pretty well. Okay, so when you're putting this threshold piece back in, again, you want to make sure that this comes underneath this part here, and it should just lay down nice and flat. And then we just put the screws back in that we took out earlier. There should be two of them here and here. Okay, and then finally this last plastic piece here, we'll stick it up underneath here, put in your last few screws. When you're putting these back on, you don't want to do it over tight. This will crack, but just barely snug. Okay, so that worked out great. Hopefully if you've got a C4 and have to replace your amplifiers on the front speakers, this helps you out. If it did, hit that like button and go ahead and smash on that subscribe button as well, and you won't miss my future videos. Thanks for watching.